$250 for the price point. I explained this recently, but I'll explain it again as quick as possible. $250. ASICS Metaspeed Edge Plus testing is done, and I kind of like this, the fact that ASICS did not say it's the ASICS Metaspeed Edge 2 or the ASICS Metaspeed Sky 2. Basically, the update is there in this running lineup, but not it wasn't an incredible jump forward. So I appreciate that they just put plus rather than ASICS Metaspeed Edge 2 or 2.5 or what have you. And from a branding standpoint, it just makes sense for my brain. There you have it. Soak it in a perfect colorway, bright green and a little bit of yellow dashed in there. I just love it 100%. It is a neutral road running shoe, twisting very much, not nearly as much, I'll just say, as the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. Okay, so if you need a little more rigidity, a little more help through your foot strike, so you're not over-pronating or over-supinating, this might be a good option for you. I should mention at the beginning, the ASICS this is where it gets confusing. Turn on your ears here. ASICS Metaspeed Edge Plus versus the ASICS Metaspeed Sky Plus. The Edge is for cadence runners, meaning the drop is a little higher. All right, we'll get to that in a second. Whereas the Metaspeed Sky Plus, the drop is a little bit lower, but it's more for stride-focused runners, meaning the length of your stride. I'm 100% a cadence runner, meaning the faster my feet go, the better, versus lengthening my stride, which is what you will benefit from more so in the Metaspeed Sky Plus. Okay, so Edge, think cadence, Sky, think stride. Does that make sense? All right, maybe we'll put it in a title right now. All right, there you go. Soak it in, put it down in the notes. There you have it. Let's dive in. There's the drop on your screen, 39 and 31, all right, for an 8mm drop, and it is a unisex sizing, all right, so women's size 8, men's size 9, doesn't really, there's the weight on your screen. In my size for unisex, 6.7 ounces. ASICS, good work there for the weight, all right. Motion wrap engineered mesh, all right, so this engineered mesh, very breathable. Not, let me just make sure here, not a gusseted tongue. I like a lot plus the heel collar and the heel counter. I felt very locked in. It's just I don't know if you can see it there, but it's just this little bump out there in the heel counter. I felt so secure in the heel pocket. Good work there on that upper. And so the lockdown is not a little bit higher simply because that tongue is so thin. And again, that full gusset or semi-gusset is just, I would say, fairly necessary in 2022 in order to get a higher score. It just helps secure the laces on the top of your feet. But what it makes up for, what it lacks in the tongue, it makes up for in the heel counter. Oh my goodness, it's pretty amazing. And it does not have extra padding there through the heel counter, but the angle of that heel counter just secures your heel in the back of the shoe really well. So that's why the scores are what they are. Flight foam turbo through the midsole, okay, and it's got that carbon fiber through. Whoa, hello. Oh man, okay, I gotta be careful how much I bend it, but it's pretty stout, okay? I'm putting quite a bit of force into that, and it's not flexing or throw. In fact, you guys ready for this? All right, I'm not afraid to do it. Saucony Endorphin Pro 3, flexing smoother. Can I say it that way? It just flexes a little smoother than the ASICS Metaspeed Edge Plus. This one feels a little more, I don't know, like I'm gonna break it all the way, whereas this guy just a little more smoother through the foot strike, 100%. Let's pull out the durometer tester. Here we go for the foam. Whoop, there we go. 40. Okay, let's do the other side. 39.5, no, 40. Okay, so we'll go with 40. All right, so a little bit on the firmer side with respect to carbon fiber plate Marathon. Did I mention definitely a racing shoe in 2022? Everybody, ASICS grip on the outsole, perfect. Not too much rubber, thin layer. I love the little holes there under the forefoot just to add a little more grip if you are racing in wet conditions. Just perfect, and exposed there through the midfoot as well. All right, fit true to size, standard. Comfort, standard. All right, breathability is my positive, and the drawback is the fact it picked up a little bit of weight from 2021. All right, now I mentioned this a little recently, is that what I've noticed, and maybe you've noticed this as well, running shoe companies are starting to add more volume, girth, material to their midsoles. Probably for energy return. I trust them. They're doing their testing in the lab, so you get a little more bounce and push off energy through your foot strike. However, it does bump the weight up a little bit, but I don't know if you've noticed that. I've noticed it with Saucony. I've noticed it, well, now ASICS. Who else? I think I noticed it as well with what was the other one? Even Solomon, actually, with their carbon fiber plate shoe that came out about 3 months ago. So ASICS Metaspeed Edge did pick up a little, Edge Plus did pick up a little bit of weight from last year. Durability prediction, 300, all right. I am seeing increasing more so after 50 miles versus I'll just say the Endorphin Pro 3 from Saucony. $250 for the price point. I explained this recently, but I'll explain it again as quick as possible. $250 used to be a good price point, a standard price point in 2019 and 2020. $250 in 2022 is a little high, and that's why the score is dropping down to 5 out of 10. All right, we want those price points to stay in that $200 to $225 price range. $250 is pushing the envelope this year, 2022. All right, other shoes to buy: Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 and the Saucony Endorphin Pro Plus. I'll just say, I would buy both of those shoes ahead of the ASICS Metaspeed Edge Plus, no doubt. All right, really, if I could only pick one, I'd go Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. Okay, I'll just say it, I have not, as of this recording, tested Nike, if you're listening, the Nike Alpha Fly Next Percent 2. I look forward to testing it at some point in the not so distant future. Nike, if you're watching, I'm open to testing, everybody. All right, there you have it for the shoe quick specs. ASICS Metaspeed Edge Plus on your screen. Soak them in one more time. All right, Flight Foam Turbo through the midsole, ASICS grip on the outsole, $250. And again, this shoe is designed for cadence runners, so me, all right? Whereas the Metaspeed Sky Plus is designed for strides, so longer strides, all right? Lengthening your strides. I'm more the cadence, that's why I do the quick feet exercises. That's the camp that I fall into. Sound good? There you have it. Comment of the day. Oh yeah, there is the full review score for the ASICS Metaspeed Edge Plus, 7.1 out of 10. Martin, you get the comment of the day. I think running shoe companies should reconsider their naming policies for all of their shoes. Why not call these two ASICS pairs Metaspeed Cadence and Metaspeed Stride? Martin, we speak the same language. I am with you, brother. Like, let's simplify. Why make it so complex? I 100% agree. He goes on to say, as a consumer, it's quite difficult to understand the differences between all these shoes and what their target public is. Thanks, Seth, for making some sense of all these models. Martin, I'm not saying I'm the expert, but I'm trying. Like, every day I have to keep researching and trying to figure it all out. But thank you for tuning in. Here we go. Question of the day. Do you usually learn from your failures, or do you keep repeating them? Now, as many of you know, I've been dealing with some leg issues on my left side in 2022, and so maybe that's a sign that I'm not learning from my quote-unquote failures, but I'm okay with that as long as I pivot is what I'm trying. Like, I need to figure out what's going on with my left leg as I get a little older, up into the 30s. All right, so I am. That's the question of the day. And it's like just calling myself out. Like, you know, I ask these questions of the day. Like, I'm just stretching right now in the studio, and I gotta keep on it as we progress through 2022. All right, we will toss it to the carbon fiber plate running shoe playlist right here, right here, right here. Carbon fiber plate running shoe playlist right here, right here, right here. All right, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.